It's very
Oh,
interesting. Sorry.
hooray.
I've never had stream elements open when I am streaming before.
Oh, yeah?
And it's open in a different tab than my Twitter one. And when I hit uh uh Control 7, it popped open that tab.
Oh, wow, interesting. Oh.
That is.
All right, so what's on the agenda to talk about today?
We don't actually have really much of anything. I figured it would just kind of be a stream of consciousness, kind of a
Ooh.
chat. I know that you did want to ask me some questions regarding the
What are your
2016
thoughts?
version of Blair Witch and
Okay. Yes, I remember now.
I married an axe murderer.
Mostly I wanted to hear your thoughts on Blair Witch 2016. Have you seen the
Oh,
original Blair Witch and its
I
sequel?
have seen the original Blair Witch,
Have you seen Book of
and I've seen like
Shadows Blair
half
Witch
of
2?
the second one.
I love the second one. And if you listen to the commentary on the DVD, Joe
Yeah.
Berlinger rips and I mean eviscerates the studio for making him do all the terrible things to that movie. All the things you hate about that movie, studio's fault. He has so much. There's like I want the Berlinger cut for that movie so bad, so bad. It's one of my favorite movies. Like
You might get it. You never know.
I would love it. Unfortunately, the last Splinter Witch didn't review well, so maybe not.
The 2016 one?
Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah,
hate it,
so
and I don't know why. I mean, I know one reason they didn't like it was a lot of people didn't like the fact that they revealed the look of the creature, or one of the creatures.
no. See, I love the way that whatever that was at the end looked. Like that was terrifying to me.
Apparently, the video game expands upon it, and those are actually the Blair Witch's minions, which are like other witches who are burned.
That makes sense. I didn't think it was the Blair Witch. To me, the Blair Witch is not strong like that. That's my own mythology, but
Yeah, I don't know. I like that the house was like a time trap that you couldn't escape, and you were like jumping around in time periods.
yes.
And the only way to keep the Blair Witch from attacking is to hide in the corner. Like
Yeah, I
I
like
thought it
that
was
they
neat.
expanded upon that about why people would hide in the corner in
Yes,
the first
because they were
movie.
trapped in the whatever building they were in, and
And
yeah,
like I know it's because I was not in that spot like where she was, but I was very disappointed by the lady at the very end when she got done in by whatever that creature was. Because literally, like 2 seconds before, the same thing happened to her companion. And I'm like, why would you fall for that trick?
right?
That trick clearly,
Bizarre,
like,
bizarre. Do
I
do
just
do 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 do, making me crazy every time I look around.
every time I look
Fucking love
around.
that song.
It's a great song.
It's an
Is that
amazing
streaming
song.
somewhere?
Nope, just pops in my head because it's
Just popped in your head. That's fine.
I was a kid during the era when that was on the radio, so like it was on all the time. And
I
like the Badonkadonk song, you remember that one?
I'm gonna pass on that one.
The Badonkadonk, honky
Oh,
tonk.
that yeah. So I didn't listen to a lot of country in the '90s.
That was a number one radio like hit, like on IR. It was like on like MTV, what IRL or TRL, whatever it's
Was it?
called. Yeah, it
Oh well,
was
I just
a
was not
fucking
listening to
hit.
music around that time. Then I guess
It
it's
was
not
a big
just.
hit, and so it's like that song just randomly, all like do 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 do, just randomly, no reason.
But yeah, I don't think that I particularly enjoyed the newest Blair Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and I think the real reason I didn't enjoy it is cuz I kind of wanted more of the original, which to me, and this could just be me, but I feel like the original was so unscripted, and from what I understand it kind of was. They kind of just gave them literally cameras and then messed with them in the woods every
And so
couple
they
of
were given,
hours.
so they were the way it worked is they would wake up in the morning with a little piece of paper with their character prompts of where
Yep.
they need to be at different points in the time during the day,
Yeah.
and that was it. And everything else was free flow. And I think this was some of that, but not all of that. There was some scripted
See,
here,
this
yes.
one felt too planned. It felt a little bit too much like a paranormal activity, and that's fine. I love paranormal activity.
I don't.
But
Yeah, I didn't see
it
a problem
makes
with
it
that. Still found footage is all I really wanted. You know.
no, and like
You
for
know.
found footage, I mean it is what it is. It's just I I don't know. I don't know what I wanted. I
Yeah, I
wanted
like it. You know,
honestly, so I wanted more of the first Blair Witch and less of the second Blair Witch, and I feel like I got more of the second Blair Witch.
it's funny is he specifically made note to not mention anything that was mentioned in the Blair Witch too. So he
See,
basically wrote it out of existence. So it doesn't exist anymore.
he could have mentioned every single thing from the Blair Witch 2, and I wouldn't remember any details. I just know that just the overall vibe of the second one was way. I know you don't like this word, but it was way campier.
It's definitely campier, but like I said, that's because of the way they had to do reshoots and edit things, and
Yes.
some of it was protest, some of it was because there's no heart in something you don't want to do 'cause it's not right, you know, but you do it
Yes.
because it's your job.
I will say this is a spoiler for a 5-year-old movie. Uh, but when they are at the campsite, after like when stuff really starts getting weird, and they have the symbols in their hand, and like the one lady is like, is that hair in my symbol? And then the other person breaks it, and the lady just like snaps in half. That was a great effect. I was not
Yes.
expecting that. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was so taken aback by that.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh
it's like you know, I like when that's like it's like Silent Hill is an example. That movie
yes.
has tons of atmosphere, but I feel like the acting falls flat, and a lot of
I've
the
never
scares don't
seen
work.
Silent Hill the movie.
I
I
saw
should
the
try to
I
watch
saw it
that
in
this
theaters,
weekend.
and that's the last time I saw it. But there's at one point
Oof.
when the person, spoiler for the best part of the movie, gets their entire flesh ripped off and thrown against the
Nice.
door. It's the best fucking moment in the entire movie. That will forever, that and the burning will forever be blazed in my mind, even though I don't think the movie's very good. I also saw the sequel, Revelations, and I also didn't think it was very
Oh
good.
yeah.
Neither of those were very good movies, considering I've never played the games. I'm talking about just as movies. They didn't like them as much.
I don't trust myself to play the games. I think I would get way too scared to play those games.
Oh, you would, huh?
Which, by the way, as soon as I become a an affiliate, I'm going to be playing a horror game on my stream. So if you want, you just gotta like watch me nonstop every time I stream for the next month, and then like we're solid. That's my plug for the night.
All right then. But yeah, where
And then
was
now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I finished the entirety of I think I married an ex murderer. I don't think I
really?
saw the end. I think
Oh,
there.
it's so campy and fun. I love it. So much,
Oh,
so
I
much fun.
love the entire thing. The last thing I remember is them getting married. So I got very close to. No, there was like a half an hour left,
There's
and I
half an
think
hour left.
Megan wanted to go to bed. So I was like, "That's fine, go to bed."
Right.
And I don't watch those kind of things without her. I wanted to finish it with her because we were watching the entire thing. But yeah, I love the entire. I
I get
love
that
the
entirely. I
entire
understand
movie.
that. So get this. I saw it like way back when in the '90s when the double bill with Death Becomes Her, and then as a teenager, young teen, like 13 years old, I hated them. I thought they were dumb, boring
Oh,
movies. Had
really?
no interest. The only thing I remembered of any remote amount was "There's a piper down." I repeat, we've got the piper down. That's it. That line. That line's the only thing I literally remembered from that movie. And the only other thing I remember from Death Becomes Her is the lady falling down the stairs, her head turning backwards, and then she gets like a hole shot in her midsection. Like stuff like I have seen as an adult and I adore now. But like
Yeah,
then I was like
yeah.
an idiot kid who didn't understand movies and yeah. Anyway,
The humor I felt like was my
I was just
kind
a
of
foolish
humor.
child. Oh, it is your humor, 1,000%.
Like it's
I
kind
I
of just
knew you
visceral.
would probably like it. I was worried you wouldn't. And like I don't understand you then. I was gonna
I
literally
oh,
say I don't understand you then. I don't.
it's kind
What
of
do
like
you
how I
actually
don't
like?
like Scott Pilgrim. Like I really don't like the Scott Pilgrim movie, but I love all the individual parts. But when you mix it all together, I'm just not a fan.
I get it.
And
I love those
that
movies.
surprises me. I went into that movie being like, hell yeah, this movie is made for me. Let's watch the mess out of this. And then like I didn't even I could not finish watching Scott Pilgrim the first 2 times that I watched it.
Wow. What did you think about
I
Ready
have
Player
since
One?
finished it, and every now and then I give it another watch just to see if it's grown on me, and it has not.
Well, at least there's something there that keeps drawing you back in, though. You know, One of my
Yeah,
favorite movies, Breathless, Jean-Luc Godard film. It's a French New Wave. It's something you probably wouldn't like, but I
French
hated it
wave,
when I first watched it.
nouveau
But I
français. I
couldn't
don't know
stop
what wave
thinking
you're.
about random scenes from it. And then one day I had insomnia. Like, you know what would be good? I'll watch this fucking movie I thought was boring. And I watched it and I fell in love with it randomly. It was like at a right time and place. It had to be at a certain time in my life for it to click with me in that way. And I feel like, and it's not like a movie's made for a certain age. It's just that you find a movie and a movie finds you at the right time in your life and it becomes a classic. And at another
That could
time, it's
be.
just a good movie or a bad movie. So I feel like yeah. It sometimes maybe one night you'll have insomnia, you pop it in, and it'll just be like, "That's I get there it is."
Here's the thing though, like when I have uh ideas late at night, they're never good ideas. I tell myself I'm gonna do a lot of things at night, and not one of them has ever been a good idea. So I feel like if I fall in love with a movie at like 4 o'clock in the morning, it's not gonna come from a place of love and acceptance. It's gonna come from a place of I'm too tired to see the
But you
flaws.
see, that's the perfect time to watch a movie.
Nah,
You should watch a movie
nah.
without seeing the flaws. That's how you enjoy
Why?
movies.
No, you can enjoy a movie and see flaws. Like
I should say that's how you enjoy more movies. I should say.
that could be. But like for instance,
'Cause
I
you're right.
watched the first Mortal Kombat probably a week and a
Ah,
half
that's a
ago.
bad movie. Like, in my
It's
opinion, I
so
hate that movie. Like,
much
martial arts is great in
fun.
it. Okay, no problem with any of the martial arts going on. What I don't like about it is the rest of the movie. It's not a very good
Okay,
movie. I mean, like,
but I don't know what about it, but I loved every just kind of small piece. I loved like the repeating of the lines. I love that Raiden was a little cross-eyed. I just loved
I
everything
love Christopher
about
Lambert
that
as
movie.
Raiden. That was so silly. It was silly casting, but I love him as an actor. So,
So we watched that, right? And then like the very next day, I was like, I've never seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Let me pop that in. And like none of the characters came back for that one. And like we got like 15 minutes in, and I was like, we can't do this anymore. Like neither one of us were feeling it. It had lost all of its charm.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation's like, I would say, like 10 times worse than the first movie. So if you don't like the first movie, you're not gonna like the second one.
See,
What
I
I
like the
do
first one a
like
lot.
about both movies, both have killer soundtracks. I do implore you to go back and listen to the soundtrack because it's
I
like
was digging the soundtrack
because
as we went through it, and not just because of Mortal Kombat, but over the past week, I have just been randomly shouting Mortal Kombat
have
at
you
my
seen
wife.
Hackers before?
I've not seen Hackers.
Oh my stars and garters! What? It's so the connection. The reason why I went from there to there is because they both have a song called Halcyon and on and on and on and on. It's actually just called Halcyon and on. By Orbital, and they both use that song on their soundtrack. And I get the song stuck in my head because it's from that movie, and then my friend gets stuck in the head because it's from Mortal Kombat, and we just. But Hackers. There's not a shred of realism to it. Okay,
Oh, I don't expect any
but
from a movie called Hackers.
that's so much fun. There's a little references to real things like the colored books that they had, like very colored, many colored books that they talk about, like the white book, the blue book, whatever they call. Those are
Oh,
specific
okay.
books that they're talked about. Completely out of date information now, obviously, but like
No,
for most of
really?
it. But like, it's really funny. They have like little snippets of like real hacker culture in the middle of all this nonsense silliness. That's really fun. It's so good. It's like so
So,
cheesy and you can't take it seriously. And
when did it come out?
what's his face? Shaggy's in it. God, what's his name?
So it's like late 90s.
Yeah, it's late 90s, 96.
Yeah.
It's got an early. It's one of the early roles of Tomb Raider lady. What's her name?
Which one?
The first Tomb Raider lady.
Oh, Tomb Raider. Oh,
I'm blanking on her name. I know her name.
Angelina Jolie.
Thank you. Yes, her. It's got her in one of her first roles. Actually, she's one of the coolest characters in the whole movie.
I'm a little afraid to watch it because I thought I was gonna be stoked for the book Neuromancer.
Okay.
And I read Neuromancer, and it just was like
Oh.
it was a piece of trash.
I really
I mean,
liked
it
it.
wasn't a piece of trash.
I really
but
liked
I
it,
did not
man.
like it.
Damn. I couldn't get into what Snow Crash. Everyone loves that one. I'm like, I couldn't get
No,
into that.
Snowpiercer?
Snow Crash. It's a
Snow
different
Crash.
cyberpunk novel.
Oh, I
Another
guess I've not heard of
influential
that one.
novel in the genre, and I couldn't get into Snow Crash, but I love Neuromancer.
I see. I think it's because when did you read Neuromancer?
Like 20 years ago.
See, I think that's part of why I read it like 2 or 3 years ago, and I think I'm like, this is not how any of this works. This makes no sense. What are you trying to tell me right now? And I think I read it too late, and my
It's
mind
made in the
would not.
80s of computers understanding the 80s set in the future, so they didn't know what we were gonna deal with. So you have to understand
Yeah.
it's a retro futurism. It's a specific style.
And I could not just put myself into that mindset.
Oh,
I don't know
okay,
why.
interesting. I don't put myself in the character into the characters at all. So
I
it's
don't
interesting.
normally, but for this one, it was pulling me out, and then there was a lot of like they use a lot of like thick Jamaican accents in that book. And that
Yeah.
always slows me down when I'm reading. Whenever someone goes with like a thick accent,
Yeah, I mean, it's
like
trying to imply like all these cultures are smooshed together,
yes, which
which
is
is nice.
fine.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. But if you're just like, hey, he said this in a thick Jamaican accent, not try to like spell it out phonetically, because
right.
like
I know.
same with Southern drawl. Like, just tell me he's got a Southern drawl. I'll insert that. Don't like skip out every other vowel, because that's gonna like slow me down so much.
Hmm.
And that's even true in games that I love. So like Final Fantasy IX, there's this one spot where everyone speaks with some kind of accent. I think like an Irish accent,
Okay.
but I couldn't. It took me forever to figure out what they were trying to say because they would just like drop letters and put apostrophes where apostrophes don't belong.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, oh, like the dwarves in that game, they're the ones. And I was just like, come on now, come on. But that's my rant for the day about.
Well, like I get it. Like all those things are perfectly acceptable. Like criticisms of the book why you didn't enjoy it. Like
Yeah,
yeah, I love the movie. I love or book the book. Sorry, I want it to be a movie very badly. I just don't
see, I
know.
might like a movie based on
Yeah,
it.
I mean, like I like the world it's built on, and if it was like kind of like nudge nudge wink wink into the Blade Runner universe, I wouldn't mind. Like, did you know Soldier, the Kurt Russell film, is in the Blade Runner universe?
Oh no, I did not know. Why is Soldier in the
It's
Blade Runner
written. The
universe?
writer, I think it's Paul W.S. Anderson. Uh, the writer said that he wrote it as like a set in the same universe. It's a different model of replicant type characters what you're dealing with
Okay.
on that movie. Yeah,
You
yeah, it's
know,
cool.
in all fairness, every single one of my D&D games is set into the same multiverse of D&D, even if they're on different planes.
I do that too.
So,
All my universe same Delma's Diners and all of them.
yeah,
Sometimes it's
exactly.
Delma's Tavern because it's more appropriate to call it tavern than a diner in medieval setting.
Yeah, they kind of done away with the word tavern in modern day, and that is kind of sad.
Why? What do they call them? Inn? What?
I mean, up here at least, they call them. Yeah, we got inns, or they're just called like grill. Like I
Okay.
don't like.
They don't use
What?
pub or any other notification. It's like
Yeah,
it's a
no,
place where
some
you
of them
drink
will
booze.
use pub. Like most of them don't even describe it. Like we go to Brady's. Like
So,
Brady's bar. So there's Brady's bar. That's the
okay.
one.
In my
But
universe,
then
Velma is known for her pie, so I'd probably call it Velma's Pub and Pie.
ooh, see, I like that.
See,
That would work well.
because she doesn't really do food, but she does pie.
But she just pie. What
Yeah,
kind of pie?
blueberry, apple.
Okay, got
Apple's
it.
big one. Banana cream. She does any pie you want.
Ooh, banana cream. Well,
You
no,
have
the
to
reason I
understand,
asked
she's
is
actually a celestial being that magically crafts perfect food.
oh, I
Whatever you want.
love
Whatever
that.
fucking pie you want, she'll just make it for you.
Yeah, no, I am all here for that.
Velma's
It's
in
just
all my universes. It's one of those characters. She's a multiversal. The diner itself is a multiversal nexus.
I think the one character that suffuses all of my just all of my worlds is this character that I used to play when we didn't have enough characters.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Tarhoon.
Tarhoon,
Tarhoon. And what he does is
barbarian.
so he's a no, he's not
Damn.
actually.
Okay.
So he
That name. I
is
remember
a
Tarhoon. He charged into battle.
Dragonborn cleric of Bahamut.
Oh, cool.
He's got a charisma of 18, strength of 18, wisdom of like 16, and an intelligence of 4.
Oh.
So he's just like thick as a rock, and he's on supposedly a quest from his god. And anytime there's battle, he jumps right into it, and he just yells his name. He goes Tarhu.
That's amazing.
Sorry, that was probably a little loud for everyone, but it was worth it. It was worth it.
And like this is amazing. I don't always necessarily laugh at the things I think are funny. It's just
No, that's fine.
my brain's not wired properly. Got hit in the head with a baseball bat when I was very young, so you know.
What kind was it? A Louisville?
It was
You
in
don't
fact a
act
Louisville.
this.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, nice. Well, that's good.
No, it wasn't. It hurt.
No, that's true. I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you think it would have been worse if it was a metal bat?
I don't think it would have mattered.
I don't think it does either.
I think it would either way. It would alter my life the same way.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Would I have been better off not being hit in the baseball with the baseball bat? It's hard to say.
I would hope so.
Would I know the same people? Would I be the same way? Would I even be the same kind of person I am? Would I still be a selfish twat?
I hope so.
I mean, like, you know, there's things to consider. Like, I was a different person before I got hit with a bat than when I was after. So,
Do you like the person you've become more now? Sorry, we don't need to turn this into a therapy session. I apologize. That's a good idea. I should have brought a tissue.
I definitely like myself more now than I ever did at any point in time in my life.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear
because
that.
I'm actually myself, you know.
Yeah.
I could definitely do without the impulsivity, the memory issues, and the super intense emotional responses, and the PTSD. That's the CPTSD. I could really do without that. That'd be great.
Yep. I don't blame you there.
But you know, a lot of that is just things I'm working on.
That's all you can do. Just work on it a little bit every day.
Yep. All right. So, oh yeah. So, what role playing game have you always wanted to play but never could? For me, it's Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness. I've always wanted to play the game. No one's ever wanted to run it. I've just always wanted to just play like a one shot or more. You know.
So I'm not 100% sure if it's like always, because like here's the thing: I always wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons, and when I got a job, I started playing Dungeons and Dragons because I could buy the books.
All right.
I would love to play more of the Star Wars. So I have the Star Wars. Sorry, the bookcase used to be right there. I'm still not used to it being gone. The more of the current
You need to hang
Star
that
Wars
sign up or get a piece of art right there. All that dead space.
Yeah, no, I know actually. So, one second.
Oh, we have a plan that needs to be enacted in the future. Got it. We're gonna get reveal of the art right now. Watch. Already have the poster ready. Oh yeah, big fucking sword. Very nice.
So I got this at like a Renaissance festival when I was like.
Do you know
14.
the name of it?
No, it doesn't have a name. I never gave it a name.
No, I mean
it
like
has a name.
like the design. Is it like?
No, I
okay.
don't. Not anymore. At one point, I did.
I was just curious. It looks kind of like one of them Atlantean swords from like Conan the Barbarian. But it's not the same, but it looks similar.
It's kind of those same lines. It's supposedly an evil sword, which was not ideal. But as the teenage edgelord that I was.
Hey, I was one of those too.
These spikes, they spoke to me on a spiritual level.
You've had that since you were a teenager. Huh? I used to have swords, but I had to part with them when I moved.
Yep.
Because
that's unfortunate. Actually, I have a bunch of swords.
A lot of the stuff I had was illegal in Texas, actually, of all places.
Really?
Yes. You know, they don't like switchblades and shit. So it's like, I mean, technically they're illegal in California, but I had them anyway. But
well, you know, you can't kill somebody from 100 yards away with a switchblade. You gotta get a good rifle to do that.
That's true. Good old pistol, good old boy. But no, I used to have like a collection of pointy things, including like a blade, the sword from Blade 2.
Ooh. Ooh,
and the Daywalker it's called. And then I had a Conan the Barbarian from 1982, Conan the Barbarian Atlantean sword,
nice.
which is a sword he takes from the dude who like sold him into slavery, I think, because like he took the sword from him. Anyway, he has some other Atlantean blade, or no, I think he finds it actually in the cave at the beginning. Anyway, regardless, the point is I had that sword. It was cool.
I love it.
It's
I
badass.
love it.
And then I had like various daggers and knives and stuff like that. Now I just have two or three knives. I
Yep.
need to actually get a new
My
knife. The knives I have are dull from package openings.
I've got lots of various random things, including like a punching dagger type of thing.
You just end up breaking your
And
knuckles with those things. I don't even bother.
yeah, well, it's kind of.
And you know those things that like unless it's brass knuckles, like you're probably gonna, and even with brass knuckles, you're probably gonna break your fucking hand.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would not be able to use any of these effectively, especially those.
Brass knuckles, you gotta
Um,
hold high and tight, and even then you can dislocate fingers and break
yeah.
and fracture at the top, which, oh boy, those hurt. Let me tell you.
One cool thing that my dad did do is that when he came back from a deployment in Iraq, he brought me back um a local like knife with made of local materials and stuff like that. So that was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one RPG system that I think I've always wanted to play, at least since the McElroys did it, is the Monster of the Week stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a lot of fun. Uh, there was also ones that I've seen, though I don't know anyone who's played it, that are just great for one-offs. They're called it's sword or lasers. No, it's called no, it's lasers or feelings. I apologize. Lasers or
Interesting
feelings.
title. Okay.
And essentially, you have a score between 2 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
If you're higher up, you're better at feelings. If you're lower down, you're better at lasers. So like stuff like sciencey versus like feelings, and then you just make rolls based on that, and your difficulty changes, based on what you're trying to do. And you got to roll. I think you're always trying to roll. You're trying to roll under if it's a feeling, and you're trying to roll over if it is a laser.
Interesting.
Uh, and it's a fun little like one shot, and there's a whole bunch of them.
I always want to do
Um,
Honey Heist. That's the one shot I want to do. A Honey Heist. That'd be cool.
yes, I've heard that. I don't why do I know
A
that, but I
friend is.
don't
I've
know.
had a friend who's run a few Honey Heists on her stream or on other streams. The one that I've always wanted to do is I always wanted to do this like 1 to 100 dungeon books, those big fat books.
I've seen
I've
that.
always wanted to do one of those with a group, like a dedicated group of friends that would like to go from 1 to 100 in one dungeon.
I also kind of wanted to get the 3.5 like version of the Star Wars RPG.
Oh, I love
Just
the
because I
Saga
wanted to
Edition or the
play
regular edition.
Ewok Jedi. Like I
Saga
just wanted to
Edition or
be an
regular
Ewok Jedi.
edition?
I don't know.
Because there's 2. There's okay. So for that version, there's the regular one. It's based on 3.0. Then there's revised based on 3.5, and then
Okay.
they had Saga Edition. And Saga Edition was a whole revamping of the system that it's much better. I think. I don't know
I
if you can
don't
be
think it was
Ewok
that
Jedi in
one,
that, but
but I don't know anything about it. So
the last time I
I'm gonna
played that, my
yeah.
friend played a character called Dick Warlock, named after the Kurt Russell stunt double, Dick Warlock. His real
Oh,
name.
okay. Okay.
But it was Dikkwarrk, right?
Okay.
And he found a pygmy rancor, so it was only 6 feet tall, and it was white, and he rode it around, and his name was Cuddles. It was
Yes.
so good, so much
I
fun.
love that.
And I was a former clone, who was a former clone
Ooh, I like
commander who
that
had
too.
left. So, I mean, I would love to play a Star Wars game set in the old canon. I don't know anything about the new canon, so.
Uh, Not uh, not as much has changed as people like to complain about.
But there's a lot of things that have changed. Like the Thrawn trilogy doesn't exist, and
Yeah, but Thrawn exists.
yeah, but it's not the same Thrawn. It's not the same feeling either. It's
I
just a
really
fucking
like the new. Have you read the new Thrawn books?
no, but it's like it's not the same. It's not just not the
It's
same.
not the same. He
I'm
so
I,
like
I'm I know I'm a purist of the old school. I'm just saying, like I would like to play in the old universe. That's all. I
no, that's fine, and I would be
so
100% down for that.
I know that universe a lot more. Like I know like every character in the fucking Death Star and like
I would love to
I
play
played
in
the
the High
Cypher
Republic
game,
era
so every
or the
character had a
Old Republic.
name. So in the Cypher they had every character had a name. So you
That's
knew
true.
everybody's
Every
fucking name.
character did have a
So
name,
I
which
know
is
so many random
ridiculous.
fucking characters' names in that.
I would love to do like an Old Republic campaign. I think
That'd
that
be
would be a
cool.
lot of fun.
I just want to be like a former trooper. I don't know if I want to be work for either side. I just want to do my own thing.
Filthy Merc.
Yeah. It's like when I play Vampire the Masquerade, I actively
Ooh,
help
that's
to.
another one I actually want to play.
I would love to play that again. It's one of my favorite games. I've played LARP and I've played tabletop, and I'd love to play either one of those ever again. It'd be nice. But
Nerd. You played the
oh,
LARP?
dude, my character. Oh, you should have seen him. Every character. I'm a defiant person, so like you want to. I
So
know.
my
So I'm a Bruja, of course. My character doesn't like
of course.
the prince system.
Okay.
So to kneel before a prince hurts him physically. Here, he has to like he see himself. Okay, stay calm. I know this disgusts you. So he had to go beat some poor fucking bum up and drain him because he was so angry that he had to kneel to a prince for now. But he sowed insurrection in that city.
Oh, I love
And
it.
I got myself in a position to sheriff. So I was able to like feed information to anarchs for anarch attacks and stuff. And then
Yes.
my political prisoners I was able to frame because I was like they're the ones who are working the rebels, and I had the fucking prince eaten out of my hand. So look, I'm just saying I absolutely miss being a rabble rousing motherfucker.
So I read a story recently, just a very short little blurb about how this one dungeon master had a bard.
Mhm.
And it was one of the new. It was in 5th edition, and it was one of the different classes that came out of one of the extra handbooks you could play as.
Right?
But eventually, he didn't play a seducer kind of a bard. He was like, no, I'm a revolutionary. So
I like
essentially,
it.
like he caused he caused everyone in the kingdom to overthrow the king, because like at one point like he hit like level like 8 or whatever, and this ability made it so that like on any charisma check to like persuade somebody, you couldn't, like, you just rolled an automatic 10. So with his bonus he was getting like an 18, 19, at the very least.
Wow.
So he just convinced everyone that he met to join the rebellion, and they did, and they toppled uh the kingdom and installed the adventuring party as kings instead.
See, currently in storyline, the Anarch Free State's collapsed, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna definitely work with Anarchs to overthrow this bullshit. Whatever. LA is Anarch territory, and I do not appreciate a filthy fucking prince making people kneel.
I don't blame you. You should not allow nobility within your borders.
Kneel to no man, or woman, or beast! And then
Sound
I
very
throw
nice.
something heavy through something not as heavy. But yeah, I love political intrigue, and I will find ways to fuck with people.
I know nothing about the vampire system, though I think there is a new game coming out, and I'll just play
Storyteller
that.
system, it's called. But yeah,
What's that?
it's called the Storyteller system, and it uses D10s, and you get successes for like having I think 8, 9s, or 10s on your dice. And if you hit a 10,
Okay.
it explodes. So you get more successes. So you get to,
Oh,
and sometimes you get 2 successes, or you get to roll an additional dice depending on what it is, what the ability says, if there's restrictions and whatnot.
oh, there's a bunch of stuff for the last Vampire the Masquerade
Yeah,
game.
it's V20s. It's called. It's our V5 version 5, but it's the 25th anniversary, 20th anniversary, whatever the new edition was. I haven't even looked at the book because I just don't have a game to play. I would love to. I mean, I already know I'm gonna go Bruja, Potent, Celerity. You're welcome. Thank you. And Fortitude if I can.
Boom. Yeah, of course. I am totally
One
gonna
one
do the
one.
same.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You want to be Bruja also?
Yeah.
Seriously, you
100%.
strike me more of a Toreador, but yeah.
I listen. all those words are not even. I'm not even sure those were English letters that you put in there.
Your personality strikes me more as a Torador. That's all. I don't know
All
why.
right. So what are the different? Is it clans?
Yeah.
What are the different clans and what do they represent? Hit me up.
Oh
Give me the
God.
rundown. You don't have to. I can look it up myself.
So like Bruja are like warrior poets. They're like the rebels or
Yeah, that is
the
not me.
rockers,
You
the
were.
bikers, the troublemakers. Torador like the artsy fartsy kids.
And that's me.
Yeah, you seem like more
I'm an
artsy
artsy
fartsy kid.
fartsy kid.
I don't know. When we
I
see
can't
it,
even get myself
I
in
feel
frame.
like they're like more into like their aesthetic appearances and stuff. So like
Okay, well, yeah, I do
you
put a
know,
little bit of work into it. I know you can't tell,
I
but
mean, okay, you look wonderful, lady, always.
oh, thank you. I was
Did you
not
dye your
fishing for
hair? Is that
compliments.
what the streak is?
Oh, yeah, a couple weeks ago, I
I
got it dyed.
guess I didn't pay attention, or you told me and I forgot. Well, either one of those.
No, you've seen it. You've commented on it.
I've forgotten. Excellent. Thanks, brain. That's what happens.
There you go. Hey, that's fine.
That's what
It's a
happens
new
with brain
compliment all
damage.
over again.
But yeah, there's the Nosferatu who are like the ugly, hideous ones because they got like physically deformed as part of their gift.
Okay.
It's like the curse gift. Like everyone has a drawback. Like Bruja get thrown into anger. I can't remember what the Torador like weakness is. Like each one has like a social-ish weakness. So like
Okay.
you can like anger me and I roll a bad willpower and then I'm punching people, everybody, anybody, all the people. Friends, foe, doesn't matter. I just gone into a bloody rage, like that kind of thing can happen with Bruja. Tremere are like aristocrats, but they're like filthy because they're not real vampires. They were sorcerers who murdered an antediluvian vampire and in the process rose to vampireship, basically. They made their own bloodline with it.
That's kind of interesting. I like that idea.
Hate them. They're like the people. I mean, in game I hate them. Out of game I'm fine. I don't care. But I'm saying like in game I do everything I can to throw them out of the Carmilla. Again,
I can bring that car back.
my biggest political enemy was a Tremere. He pissed me off, and I arranged him to get staked and put into a coffin with cement and dropped into the harbor. And someone, and in the process, he pulled a stake out so they're alive in cement, not able to move at the bottom of the harbor for eternity. Driven mad to madness by the beast because they haven't eaten in so long.
It's a tad on the mean side, I would say.
He was trying to kill me, so I killed him first.
I get it.
That's the rules of the game, Like
here's the thing.
Political maneuvering. I didn't do anything. Some rebels got a hold of him. I just merely saved my own skin by giving some information. I did not know what their intentions were. I covered my own back. Don't worry.
The last D&D character that I played as just a player character was a prince, a dwarven prince. He was a paladin / warlock, and I could see him, depending on what happens in that campaign, I can see him doing that and joining the newly vampire, aristocracy.
Ventrue are like the other sorcerers. They're the blood sorcerers, and they have they're like a bunch of venture capitalists and CEOs and shit.
Oh, never mind. I no longer like
they're
that
those
anymore.
kind of people. They're like the businessy guys.
Who hates those people the worst? Can I be them?
A lot of people hate them. They're assholes a lot of time. There is I'm forgetting. Oh, this gangrel, which are like the bestial ones who live in the woods and stuff like that.
Okay.
There's more to than that, but
they're
pretty
just
cool.
gonna be.
I'm cool with gangrels.
Gangrels
are cool. We're good. Yeah, we can't be friends if you're a werewolf though.
Why not?
Because we kill each other. It's kind of like an instinct thing.
No,
technically,
buddy cop.
If I come across you as a werewolf, you're a werewolf and I'm a vampire, I'm gonna run because you would normally you would want to destroy me because I'm tainted with the worm. The worm is the evil spirit that isn't, and so you see me as like this grotesque figure of monstrosity to nature.
Nah. Well, maybe I'm fighting against it,
Well,
I think it would be great to be like a buddy cop.
There was a setting book for the old World of Darkness before they brought it back. I don't know if it's available, called Outcasts, where everyone who got outcast from the group are together. So there's a mage and a werewolf and a vampire and a fucking changeling and whatever else. and you're all outcasts. Any one of those groups will hunt you down to kill you because you're an outcast from society.
Bring
So,
it on.
so you're literally a group banded together against the whole world wants to kill you. You're the X-Men of the World of Darkness. And
I'm fine.
I'm
Listen, I'll
down to
be an
play in that.
outcast.
If you want to do that, that would be cool.
I'll be an outcast, and like literally, I'm just gonna go up to random people and like tell them, "Hey, I'm a werewolf," just to try to bring more awareness to everyone.
Oh
Because
my
I feel like
god.
is it still kind of like a secret that werewolves
Yeah,
and
you don't want to
vampires
break
and
the
all that
veil because they'll be hunted to extinction for being monsters.
supposedly, have you ever like
Because you know
considered the
there are
fact that
holy
maybe
warriors,
humans
right?
have evolved enough
There's a
that
whole
they no longer want to hunt us down?
there's a whole system called Hunter where humans get special powers granted by them by fucking heaven sent angels to destroy things like werewolves and vampires and demons and changelings and shit.
I think we can
So
change some minds. Think of me.
protecting the
I don't
veil is very important. You don't want to break the veil.
uh Kyra M. De Luna, first werewolf president of the United States of
Hmm.
America. It could happen.
Oh my
And
god,
we're going to
it's
be
terrible.
fully transparent in my.
As soon as you gain power, I'm a werewolf. Rawr!
No, here's the thing. You know what I really hate is that I know I'm almost always like the goody two shoes, and I'm fine with
Mhm.
that. But if you give me
You
the
are
power
goody
to be a
two
dick,
shoes.
I will be a dick. So like, have you ever played the game Secret Hitler?
I have not, but I actually wait. Yeah, I did play it once or twice. I think with some friends, but I do not have full memory of it. So go ahead, enlighten me.
Yep. So Secret Hitler essentially,
Second role
there
game, I know
are
that. So
yeah, it's a secret role game where there's one person who's Hitler, and you're trying to figure out who it is and kill him.
I remember it came in a
Um,
nice wood box for the Kickstarter
yes, it's
edition.
it's a very lovely game.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
mean my friend backed it the highest level at Kickstarter, and he's got the really deluxe
oh,
set.
nice.
So I mean, like I have seen a really nice set of it. So, but yeah,
Uh,
I only played like
so
twice. So it was
when
2 years ago.
you're playing it, a certain number of people are fascist, and the other people are
Oh
I forget
wait,
what they're called.
I think I
And the
remember
fascists
this.
are trying to gain more power for whoever's in power. It doesn't
I was a
matter who's in
fascist one
power.
game. As soon as you said that, I was like, "Oh right, I think I remember this now." Okay.
But I remember this one time, where I was the good guys, quote unquote, but the fascists had won a bunch of stuff. And one of the powers that when you become president for a term, um, one of the powers that you can do when you're the president is just assassinate someone if you get like if the fascists have enough. And I was like, all right, fine. I'm a good person. I shouldn't assassinate anyone. But anyways, you're Hitler, and I just killed Hitler. And I was like, get out of here. That's what you get for giving me that power. Like as soon
Wow.
as I got it, I was like, "We're gonna assassinate that
So have
person."
you
I'm
ever
like,
played
"What?"
Werewolf?
Uh,
The
One Night
role.
Ultimate Werewolf?
Yeah,
Yes,
like so
I
like
love that game.
I did that, and then the very first time I played it, I had a giant beard because I was presenting as a man at the time, right? So my very first game, a 7-year-old points at me like, "He's a werewolf because he's got a beard," and they all voted to kill me. I was like, "Well, that was fun." First game, 40 people in that game. Never play that many people in the game. They split them up now, but that was like a learning lesson for everybody. Okay, that's a lot of people.
So my friend has the game, and it has like an app that you can
It was
put
like
on your
4
phone,
sets, I think. But yeah,
um, that will just kind of like you select what roles there are in the game, and it'll tell people to do the roles, so someone doesn't have to remember to do all of them. But we were just doing it, vibing, doing what it says, and then like halfway through, like the narrator like broke into a random ass song, and we were just
what?
like, "What are you doing?" Because it was after we played the game like 4 or 5 times, and like that doesn't normally happen.
What the
And we
fuck?
were just like, "What the fuck?" And we all
How
cracked
bizarre.
up. It was so good.
How bizarre. Do do do
I'm
do
sorry.
do do do. Do.
So I remember me and my friend, like every Friday, we would go to like FYE or Sam Goody, something like that, and we would just troll through like the
Never
one
had either of
dollar,
those. Yeah.
like the budget CDs.
Yeah.
And one time I picked up OMC's "How Bizarre," like that
Oh,
album.
I was wondering where this came from. And
Yep.
okay, from my thing. Yeah.
And it was a buck. And here's the thing, I think there was like half of another song that was any good, but I'm like, it don't
Hey,
matter.
OMD is super underrated.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but you're talking about a 20-year-old memory too. 10-year-old
I
memory.
still have that CD. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very
No, I'm
much.
not saying that he
Indignant.
should have been killed like he was,
Wait, what?
but
He was killed?
that's why OMC doesn't put out more songs. The lead singer was killed. I think in
What?
a
I had no no
I'm
idea.
I'm pretty sure he got killed in a
What?
shootout. One second.
What the fuck?
OMC.
Isn't
Let
it
me just put
OMD?
OMC down.
Fuck, I can't remember what it's called.
One second. Do 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 do.
There we go. Bizarre, Bizarre. And it was put out by. Oh, it's a fucking movie. That's not helpful. That's not what I was looking for. Ah. Water the Girl. All right. No, Water the Girl.
Oh no, he actually died of an illness. I lied.
Okay.
It was not a shootout. Sorry. He battled chronic inflammatory D
Oh no,
or
that's unfortunate.
demyelinating polyneuropathy.
Oh no.
So he died in 2010.
I was instructing to stretch. But yeah,
Ooh,
fuck,
good.
what were we talking about? Oh yeah. So I used to go to a convention 3 times a year called Strategicon. It's in Los Angeles. And so that's why I played so much Werewolf. Because like you'd show up and it'd be like 9 o'clock is Werewolf, 9 p.m. And then there'd be 3 groups, so like 15 people. And then it would slowly go from 3 groups to 2 groups at 1 a.m. And then by 5 a.m. it was one group of like 8 people still playing. I've done that several times. I played Werewolf all night once, at least twice actually.
That's impressive. I don't know if I could go that long with that
I love
game.
Werewolf. I think it's a fucking amazing game. It's so like.
What's your favorite class in the game? Did you remember? It's okay if you don't, because I don't.
There's the witch who can throw a potion when she dies. There is the hunter who can just kill somebody. There's the lovers who will win if they survive to the end. Like they get a special bonus thing. And sometimes the lovers are like a werewolf and a human. It's how it works.
Yeah. No,
and then
is.
like I like being the seer because I just like knowing everyone's roles. Like
Yes.
for anyone who doesn't know, that's when you go.
I'm not
the moderator goes,
enough.
"Seer, open your eyes," and then the seer points at who they want to know, and then the moderator confirms if they're a werewolf or not. That's all they say. They don't tell you anything else. They just nod a werewolf.
You play in nice groups. You have moderators and all that jazz.
Yeah, you have to have someone run the game. Having the phone moderator is not nearly as good.
Like normally it's just me and my friends and we all play, and yeah,
small groups you have to, but like when you got 15 people, you need a moderator because sometimes the deliberation on who to lynch at the end of the round takes 40 minutes. It's like, okay, we got to wrap this up.
Oh
Choose
no,
someone.
we put a timer on our phone. We're like, we got 3 minutes to figure it out.
That's wow. That's the thing. It's much more lenient when you're in a large group because 15 people trying to talk, you know. And people are accusing, like, I think you're a werewolf. Well, I can't be the werewolf because blah, 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 blah. I've been night. I think they're a werewolf. And then the next person, that person gets interrogated until someone doesn't, like, come up with a good excuse. And then they're the one who gets killed. And sometimes they're a werewolf. Like, that's what you have to do the early rounds. You just kind of argue and debate until you don't like someone's opinion. And you put them up on the chopping block.
My favorite part of the game is literally just like, okay, everyone wake up, and you're like, Colin's the werewolf, and like everyone's like, yeah, probably. And there's no like real reason why Colin would be the werewolf. He's just the one that everyone kind of picks on because he's the most out there to win the games. So we just like making sure.
I mean, I've played with some really cunning players. Like,
oh, Colin is a very, very cunning player. Have you ever played Bang, the dice game?
Oh yeah, I know. I played the Bang the card game. I've not played the dice game.
I've never played the card game, but the dice game, you take rolls and you got to be like the last one in the shootout. And one of the rolls is the renegade, which might be like this in the card game as well. And the renegade needs to stay alive with the sheriff till the very end, and then kill the sheriff in a shootout. Mm-hmm. Colin is amazing at tricking me, especially into thinking that he's the deputy, because he'll just heal me the entire time, just like the deputy will. So I kind of have to choose between him and the deputy about who I want to kill sometimes, and I always choose wrong, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
So like, about Bang the card game, it's like the renegade has to get the sheriff and the outlaws eliminated, and so it doesn't matter what order he does them in as long as they all die. I think he's the last one standing, if I remember correctly. It's been a
Yes.
long time since I played it. I had Bang the Bullet, which is like had at the time all the expansions in one big bullet
Oh,
case.
oh
But the problem
gosh.
is it runs out of space because now there's like 4 more expansions after that, plus more
That's
characters
true.
and
That's
deluxe
true.
edition of the game, and like it's like there's a lot of other things going on. But I really, really, really love that game. There's a million spaghetti western tropes in there. Like it's like an Italian game, so it's like
Yeah, no, it is. Like the
buried in
version
their
that I
Western
have at
culture.
least has Italian
Yep,
like
all of the game. The game that's how it's
instructions.
printed. Yeah,
And
printed
it's
with both
funny,
sometimes too.
inevitably, whenever a new player plays it, and this includes me, you'll pick it up and be like, "Huh, it's in Spanish." And then you try to put like a Spanish twist on it, and then you're like, "Wait, no, it's Italian." And then like I know slightly more about Italian movies, Western movies,
Mm-hmm.
partially because of you, partially because of Colin, partially because of Maya.
Very nice.
So I'm like, no, listen, a lot of spaghetti westerns were filmed over in Italy. Don't ask me why.
That's
I don't know the
actually the
real.
only place spaghetti westerns were filmed. Italy and
Don't lie
Spain.
to me.
And they're not
Don't
spaghetti
lie to me.
westerns unless they're filmed in those 2 locations. And
Unless they come
actually,
from the spaghetti
it's
version.
actually the proper title, because spaghetti western is very uncouth now, is Italo Western or Euro Western. I'm just
I
giving
did not
you.
know that. I
I
will.
know
I
you
will
didn't know that. A
update my
lot of people
language.
don't know that, and that's fine. But that's the more appropriate term now is Italo Western or Euro Western. I sometimes accidentally say spaghetti western too. It happens. But it's like you can't call them macaroni combats anymore, which is the war films. Yeah, but they don't. I don't call them that, obviously. But it's like there's a whole genre called Grand Dame Guignol, which is like these movies starring older ladies in the horror in the killer psycho kind of
Yeah.
crazy person, and they're called Psycho Biddy and Hagsploitation and Hag Horror, and I hate all of those terms because those
Hagsploitation.
are all
Oh my
terrible terms. And I
goodness.
really prefer Grand Dame Guignol because it's like an homage to the origins of the horror genre in general.
The Grand Dames, yes.
And Grand Guignol, which is a theater that did horror plays and
Of
shows.
course. How could I forgot about? Sorry.
It's in Interview with a Vampire, the actual theater. That's
Oh,
where
is
they're
it
at.
really?
That's the Grand Guignol. Well,
Oh, that's
replication of it because it doesn't
cool. I
exist
like that.
anymore.
That is an Easter egg that it was up here.
Oh, I mean, you have to know what you're looking at, you know. But yeah, I read a book called by David J. Scull called The History of Horror, and it's very in depth about where horror comes from, more so than horror movies. It's about like books and like where the culture comes from, how it rose out of the specific cultures, World War One and the World War Two cultures, and how the horrors are different because of that. And so like, and Vietnam changed horror again. Like
Oh,
it's
that's true.
talks about
It
all
did.
these things. It talks about all the literary, musical, everything. It's not just movies. So it's actually a very good book. It's also like 400 pages. Highly
Ooh, I
recommended.
like that.
Highly recommended though. It's
A book that I highly recommend.
mine's packed away, or I'd show it. Obviously. Art and Arcana. Oh yeah. I'd love to get a copy of that actually.
Yeah, I was like, I haven't looked through all of it yet, but
Mhm.
I'm so like enamored with it. Like, it's just so nice.
I mean, like it's beautiful. The art's beautiful. I love all that stuff. But like, all right, what were we
It's a
talking
good
about? Let's see here.
overview of everything too.
Have you seen Double Dragon the movie?
Double Dragon the movie. As a matter of fact, I have not.
Hey, maybe we should both watch that before the next show. Sounds
Okay.
terrible. It looks terrible. I remember very little bit of it from the kid. The one thing I
Like,
remember is like they get pulled over by the like one of the Obobos, and they like what's your name? Boa Bobo. That's his name. Boa Bobo.
Bobo Bobo.
Boa
Okay.
Bobo.
I can uh I can commit to that, assuming that it's on like Amazon or something like that.
Yes. Hey, Jamie's here. Yeah, I like Nanar Cinema, so Double Dragon is definitely Nanar Cinema.
Now,
A
have you
lot of
ever
video game
beaten
movies are Nanar Cinema, so
the Double Dragon video game?
you never played it?
That's good. No one has ever beaten the Double Dragon video game. Fun fact: it's impossible to defeat.
You're just making
It's not.
shit up.
I
Because
am making shit up.
I know for a fact. I'm looking at you like, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say something else? Because that's
It's a
bullshit.
tough game. I don't know. I don't know if you've
It's a
played
really
it.
hard
It's
game. Yeah, yeah.
a tough game.
I have it for all three of them on the NES, or two of the NES, one the SNES, whatever. I've got the first three
Whatever.
games. I've had them for a long time, but yeah. So we
My
maybe should.
wife, whenever we meet somebody new for the first time, and I make like a joke like that, where I just pretend that I know what the hell I'm talking about, she has to be like, she doesn't know the answer to that. She's just messing with you, and then I smile.
Just being a shithead. Ah,
Yeah.
okay. It's
Yes.
Bo a Bobo. Yeah, I know it's Bo a Bobo. It's Bo a Bobo. Like that's the lot. The way he delivers it, I just remember it. It's burned in my brain. That's all I remember. And also that they both like get superpowers and kick the dude off the building or whatever. And he has like a diarrhea. That's
Exactly.
all I
You got to do
remember.
the
That's all I fucking remember.
spin kick
It's time to revisit it. I got the Blu-ray, so
of Double Dragon.
yeah,
You nerd.
yeah. It was like $6. I was like, sure, all right, I'll
Ooh,
check it out.
it's not a bad price at all.
No, I mean, especially the release it was. The company that releases them generally don't mark them down below $16. So getting it for $6 is a really good deal. I got it from another collector with some other stuff, so it was like,
Hey, you know
once you
what?
price out the value of how much each thing was, and it was like $8.
Do you care if you get DVDs or Blu-rays of items?
Sorry, what?
Do you care if you get DVDs or Blu-rays of movies?
I would prefer Blu-rays, but DVD, I wouldn't care if I got a DVD. It depends on the movie.
Listen,
Like,
the
if it's a
reason I
drama
ask-
or a comedy, I don't have a problem with watching a DVD. If it's
the
a
reason I ask is
if it's
'cause
like
we're
an
about to,
action movie or like sci-fi or horror, I wouldn't want a Blu-ray for the resolution. So,
we're about to get rid of like a bunch of movies, like old discs.
oh boy,
And I was thinking if you wanted me to send them to you. Now they're probably all stuff that you may already have.
can you just send a photo and then I can just tell you the ones I want, and you don't have to
Yes.
send me a lot of duplicates I
When
can't
we
store?
get to that point, I will do
Okay.
that for you.
That would be awesome. I'm down for that. That's
Okay.
how I acquired. That's why I'm at almost 3,500 titles because I got over 200 movies from my dad when he got rid of his movies, and a lot of terrible comedies like Daddy
Oh, yeah.
Daycare and like fucking With that movie, was it Daddy's Home, or whatever, with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
all those
yeah.
really bad comedies, all of them. My dad just bought them compulsively. He watches all those movies like they're like brain candy to him, and I don't get it. But I like to do a show called Movie Gangbang where we rip on terrible movies, and that's the kind of movies we talk about.
I kind of want to rewatch in the year of our Lord 2021. Dude, Where's My Car?
I
Yep.
love that movie
I love that in
unabashedly.
high school, but I don't think I've seen it for a decade.
I haven't seen it for a decade either, but I just remember really enjoying it. I'm sure, I guarantee you, there's a dick on a chick joke
Oh,
in there somewhere.
100%. There's got to be
There
a trans
always
joke.
is in the fucking 90s.
There's
Always.
going to be an Asian joke.
It's always got to be a shocker that the woman has a bulge or something, like whatever. High roll. But I mean, I don't damn a movie because it was from the fucking 90s. You know, they were.
So,
I was
Sleepaway
idiot then
Camp.
too. I love that
At
movie.
the end, when they revealed that it was a trans kid destroying
Not
everybody.
really, though. It's not really a trans person. It's a person who's been forced feminized, actually.
Yeah, it's your typical.
That's why they go
kid.
crazy. Oh, typical trans. That's why they go a bit crazy, like at the end, because they're like, you know.
No, see, I took it
beautiful
as trans empowerment because, like, she was like literally ripping people's heads off with her bare hands.
It was a knife, actually.
And like
She had a knife, but yeah.
that's pretty badass. Still,
I mean, that last shot's like one of the best in horror, but the movie is kind of problematic, just a little bit when you think about it. But it's also, once again, 1985, so like, you know, even less people. Because you understand, we had a certain understanding of trans people, and then the Germans burnt and killed all of the trans people and all the research, and so we were back to square one for a long time there.
We were. I agree.
So it's a fucking shame.
I like to believe it's a bit like when they blew up the Earth in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh God.
And we were like this close to turning the entire population of Earth trans.
Apparently, the
but
end
then-
of Dude, Where's My Car has a trans couple.
Oh
Interesting.
gosh, I don't remember that at all.
I also miss movie gangbang, and that's why I'm gonna bring it back when me and Stout move out. And I'll have one guest a week instead of having like 5 people crammed into the video call talking over each other about a fucking movie. Though I kind of like the idea of 5 people just talking shit about a movie. Also, I'll decide. But Boba Fett, Jamie, would you be interested? That's your Discord name. Would you be interested in joining us for a couple of those in the future? And yes, Robert Patrick is the bad guy in Double Dragon. He's chews up the scenery super hard. I remember.
What is I want to ask you the hardest movie question of all time.
I also say another problematic thing about the movie is it's like a woman playing a trans woman, essentially.
Yeah,
So that's a little like
very.
it's like that's like a thin edge because like I mean technically that's what the ideal you want, but a lot of us want, not everybody, and at the same time it's kind of like trans erasure a little bit. I don't know.
A little bit.
I mean
Like
it's a really
Scarlett
fine line. There's no
Johansson
reason why.
playing everybody.
If you need someone to be post-op, there's no reason why you can't get a post-op trans woman. Stop being so weirded out. Fucking transphobic
The
shit.
new Pixar movie that they're casting they're looking for a trans youth to play them. The voice.
Oh,
of
and
that.
that's awesome. Boba Fett said she could definitely join for
Nice.
for a movie gangbang. I'll have you on for a show or two too. Also, I should say. Because
Me?
we did like 100 episodes, and I can't post a single one of them because one of the people on it was not a good person, and I don't want to see their see the face or hear the voice ever again. So we're gonna re-record classics like Masters of the Universe, and sadly I'll have to watch Good Burger again. God damn it.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Oh yeah, Sean did many movie gangbangs. He actually ran 2 movie gangbangs which I couldn't attend. I couldn't attend for other reasons. I didn't want the show to get skipped for a week. Now I would just skip a week. It's like whatever. Who gives a shit? It's a week off.
You don't want my movie opinions. I feel like I'm gonna be the one person who's like, "This movie's a great movie," and you all get to be like, "No, it's terrible."
The whole point of the show is to just make fun of the movie, like make jokes about the movie. It's not
Ah,
whether you like the movie or not. It's about making fun
I'm
of the
not
the
funny, though.
ridiculousness or something silly happening. Someone
How
looks
many
like a certain
hours have
actor.
you streamed? You don't. This is not a funny show. This is a
How many
super serious
hours have
show.
I streamed? Are you
With
asking
me?
me? With you? Oh, I don't know. I have
Exactly.
streamed probably 10,000 hours of my life easy.
Good lord.
Been streaming since 2011.
That's like 20 years ago.
That's like 10 years ago.
I know, that was a joke. See, that's the kind of humor you're gonna get from me.
Oh yeah, it's like riff tracks, and I love most of the movies we watch. Actually,
I get the idea, and I love riff tracks.
like I want to do like Taming the T-Rex, a movie we never did a movie gangbang because the previous cut of Taming the T-Rex was unwatchably bad. But once they added all the gore back in, the movie actually suddenly becomes funny because it's like, oh, here's all the weird slapstick weird shit where he's like slipping on intestines and all sorts of dumb shit. Because it's basically Frankenstein. So it's Paul Walker, the actor, gets killed and his brain gets put into a fucking animatronic dinosaur. That's the movie. And they cut all the gore out and made it a kid-friendly movie, but there's all these really un-kid-friendly jokes in it. And the jokes that are left are kind of left flat. The whole movie falls flat. It was done by Mystery Science Theater, but I want to do a movie gangbang of the uncut version because I think we'll all have a lot of fun. You're encouraged to drink or smoke or whatever enhancements you wish to do, or none. Your choice. Whatever watcher's choice. No pressure. Some people don't want to do it at all. That's cool too. I'm good with that. Oh, the T-Rex sex. Oh god, the T-Rex sex. Oh my god. Boba Fett. I forget you've seen so many of these movies too. Only 2011. I mean, I was hanging out in 2010 in the chats with Sean and all them, but I didn't really. And I had a YouTube since 2008, but I didn't use it until about 2011 when I decided I wanted to be a YouTuber. And I tried to be a YouTuber for about 5 or 6 years, and then I kind of started doing streams as Twitch and YouTube, and then I slowly migrated over to Twitch as a cute dog, and YouTube just kind of like there's no point. Yeah, I mean, like here's the thing: there's like Neil Breen bingo cards. I will find bingo cards for certain movies so we can like drunkenly play bingo. That'd be fun too while watching the movie. Just little games to keep this flow momentum going. Plus, there'll be people in the chat talking about the movie too. You
That
know,
helps. That does
and
help.
you'll have like a real funny viewer, and you'll just read their fucking joke out, and it'll be perfect. You know. You've known us since 2009, exactly. That's when we were in the shit on the stick cam show, exactly.
Oh, nice.
I watched Double Toasted Bad Movie Roast of Tammy and T-Rex, or Tanny and the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Okay. I haven't seen it, but I saw bits of it in the review. Oh, that's cool. I think Boba Fett has probably seen it, though, the way she's just talking about it. But yeah, you have known us since 2009. It's kind of weird. 12 years. I've been living my life online, basically.
So my favorite thing to do at the office
It's interesting.
is someone will be like, so back in 1985, and then I turn to them and I'm like, I wasn't born yet.
I was 3.
And then everyone tells me to shut up.
I was 3.
Yep. Nope.
1985.
I was born in 87. No, 87 is the greatest year of all time.
Well, Boba Fett, we gotta watch a movie together sometime, because I also have no life. I don't pirate films, but I do have a lot of movies.
You don't pirate films? That's interesting to me.
I have 3,500 movies.
I understand this.
I mean, like, I'll pirate a film that has no physical release or is out of print, and I don't want to pay $75 for. But I'd also buy that movie if it were in print. So it's
This is true. You would.
It's one of those things. And when I buy a movie, a physical copy, I generally delete my digital copy because I don't need it. Unless it's a movie I plan to show my friends, in which case I'll show my friends before I delete it. But, you know.
Cool.
I was born 30 ago. Today's your birthday? Well, happy birthday, Boba Fett.
Oh my goodness, happy birthday.
30 years? You're 30 years old? God damn it. You're so attractive. Like, how are you 30 years old? You're like, I'm still like, I still remember you when you were like 25. Like, your 25-year-old face is burned in my retinas forever. Like, your 23-year-old face is burned in my retinas forever. Like, 21-year-old face is burned. Like, I have you forever down in my brain. Yeah. Watch the old claymation Christmas films on YouTube with the auto captions. Oh my god, I love that. Auto captions is the best. So yeah, have we been doing for an hour? Are we doing for an hour and a half? I don't know what's going on.
No, do you mind if we only go for an hour?
I have no problem with that.
Okay, I'm tired. I apologize.
I understand, my dear. It's okay. Your face hasn't changed much. That's because you're like an eternal beauty, lady. Anyway, she has an eternal baby face. She's got like cute face, like eternal cute face. She's just one of those people.
I mean, what's his face?
All my friends are cute. Don't get me wrong, but she has an eternal cute face.
Okay.
Like you can put her face on a baby doll, and you're like, yeah, it's a baby. Yeah.
That'd be very creepy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know.
Okay.
You can put her head on a baby's body, and you're like, yeah, that's a baby. That'd also be really creepy.
It's just as creepy.
Now I want to do that. Put your head on a baby's body and send you it.
That baby's head, like it's too large of a head for that poor neck. Like, the entire time. That's not good for a neck.
Stoned ideas. Anyway, thank you all for joining us for a Trans Ladies Talking Nerdy. We do this every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific. No, yeah, normally, right? Because it's 8 p.m. your time.
8 p.m. my time. Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. I'm high.
And I'm in the Eastern time zone, and therefore.
So yeah, I should know that considering my coven is half of it's in the fucking Eastern time zone.
The Eastern time zone is the best time zone. Like sometimes
Weed Coast.
I'm like, oh, I would like to move out to California, but then I'm like, no, because they're a bunch of slackers because they don't get up until like noon. So, and I stand by that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, thank you all for watching today. If you haven't given Skin Slip a follow, give her a follow. She certainly deserves it.
Same with Jocelyn. Here, I've got a Jocelyn button. I got a Jocelyn button. 1 second. No, I don't.
I am not entirely.
Apparently, I haven't set up a proper Jocelyn button. I'm sorry. I got to do that.
It's okay. I'm not entirely convinced that there's anyone watching in here besides you. Let's find out real quick.
That's because you didn't share your own link.
I did not, but
that's why. They all went to my stream and not yours, which is fine. That's the way it goes. Not that I mind. I guess I don't have a link set up. I'll set one up.
That's okay. But until next time, everyone, please stay safe. Stay healthy. And I love you.
Bye bye.